Hi Divine Rebels and Divine Rebel Young Bloods, and welcome to everybody coming through to our channel in a good way. Baby Magic here. Yeah, say welcome. Hey, we are doing a video reply today, a tarot reader video reply I'm very excited about, and this is to Eternal Impermanence, which is a badass name which I love. Eternal Impermanence has shown some love here on this channel, and on their channel they do a lot of very introspective, like very deep readings, which I really like. I believe they have some background in like psychology, if I remember correctly. So yes, if you are like those more in-depth things, you like insights and stuff, they give a lot of their own personal information and take from their own interests and career and everything, as far as I've been able to glean in their readings, and I really like that. So I thought this would be another great tarot reader video reply to do. You guys know I'm wanting to get that back going. I will take a moment to address, so I have been getting very to my limit after 2 years with people biting off of my content and things, and basically people will try to use things like, well, how do you know it's copying or this or that? I have no problem. I'm a Pisces. I love when there's like joint creativity. I collab with people. I have no problem with somebody liking my idea and reproducing it in their own manner, or even trying to do it very closely. You know, I know sometimes that's people's manner of learning, as long as there's shout out and credit. That's a very simple request. And like I said, if the drama communities and the beauty communities, which are always beefing, can do that, then in spiritual communities, then I would expect that too, and not have a bunch of gaslighting and not turn it into I'm being the angry woman of color and all of this, which is some of the emails and responses that I get when I finally do get frustrated and upset. So no, it's a very simple thing. Share love. Everyone show love. If you like a concept, shout the person out if they did it. Now, yes, there are topics that are like love, okay? Obviously, because people will get dramatic and they'll be like, well, I guess we can't do anything then if we have to say who originally did it. No, there's a difference between, you know, that's okay. Look, if there's two chefs and one chef copies this new cake style that hasn't exactly been done in that way before, and they have a specific, you know, brandy licorice cake or whatever. I just made that up. It might not be good. Y'all try it if you want. And somebody else is like, well, I made a licorice brandy cake and I made that 1 hour after this person posted theirs, right? That's obvious. So if that person calls you out and are like, hey, could you give me, you know, a shout out on your video for copying my brandy licorice cake, to be like, well, my title is different, and oh, you're the first person who's done cake and legally I don't have to, and da 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 da, that would be ridiculous. It would be very silly. And the same thing happens, and I get it, because there's a lot of tarot readers who have made their careers. I was gone for a year. They copied a lot of my content, okay? They copy a lot of the, you know, I'll share things from our culture, all right, from our slang, like spilling the tea and things like that, that are very prominent now, and people don't want to be told no, that they can't use those things, because they make money off of using things from other people's ideas and cultures and things of that nature. So when you know that you're slipping up is when you won't just shout someone out, okay? Sometimes, yes, it might be a topic that's been around for a long time. You don't know. That's why when, like I said, I did like the first tea video, I searched it. Nobody else came up, okay? Ghosting, did the first one of those. I don't get mad about those, because I know they've been around for so long now that people don't know where they originated. But when people first bit off of those, they should have shouted it out, instead of trying to pretend to their subscribers that it was a fresh idea and that they're so innovative, and then gush over people who commented who didn't know and said, oh, you're so creative, you're so innovative, for them to gush over and be like, oh my God, thank you so much. And they know that they just totally jacked that idea. That's what's very frustrating, guys. Okay, like I said, I'm an artist as well, and I'm someone who literally has to do a music entertainment industry lawsuit because of my entire album being plagiarized, stolen. Okay, so this is not something that It's just not cool, y'all. So I understand sometimes, even like with thumbnails, right? I'll put the thumbnails up and usually they'll have artist signatures. Sometimes they don't and I can't find it. So I'll be open and say, look, I don't know. If you guys know, please post it, let me know, and I will tag that person if they didn't have it signed in their art, right? So I understand it can be a bit nebulous, but y'all, what's been going on is people going and scalping people's videos, literally watching their lives and their videos. They'll hear somebody telling, I see it for other people too, and I get frustrated where I'll be watching someone, I'm like, okay, sis says she about to drop this video. Someone an hour later will go and do that very unique title and concept and spin it like it was their own style. And I'm like, you don't even talk like that. That's not even something that is like a content on your channel. Sis just said that on the live. There was a lot of people in the room, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just randomly got home and were inspired. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure you were just randomly on her live and went and, you know. So there's things like that that are a bit more unique, and that's what I'm talking about, okay? The phrasing of things and taking people's exact style. Like I said, if you like that, shout them out, put some love on it. And if it's a vast topic, yes, we all want to know, you know, what about that X or this or this or that. Those are vast topics that have been around for a long time, so I never get upset about those. All right, but yeah, things that are cultural, things that are people's unique experience, or they're just bringing a fresh take, just shout them out and be like, dang, that was a badass idea that you put that spin on that topic, you know. Yeah, that was a fresh perspective. And when people in the comments are saying, oh wow, you're so unique, then be like, oh no, actually, sis down the way, here's her channel, or here's their channel. I don't understand what the problem is, unless you only get a sense of being somebody by putting somebody else's mask, like putting on the mask of somebody else. But for me, that doesn't feel authentic. I would never want that. I would never want praise for something that I didn't do. Okay. So that's a long spiel, but I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of people trying to use the, you know, they don't want me to say the race card, but they want to be like, oh, you're being the angry black woman or whatever. If I get upset and finally say something, oh, well, you shouldn't have said it publicly. Oh, well, you should have said it publicly. Don't tell me, don't shit all over me. Okay. I build this platform up. I never get mad or jealous about subscriber count and stuff, because I know the things that I choose to talk about is why my channel don't move in certain ways, and I'm okay with that. And if you notice, anybody I connect with, they blow up because I'm truly and honestly supportive. So if all I say is don't come and smile in my face and pretend to be nice in my comments and then steal my content, like that's not something difficult. And to try to quote how you could get around it legally from all the laws established by colonizers and stuff that usually don't work in our favor anyways, right? I don't need to hear how you can swindle me legally to get away with stealing content. Like, all of that is unnecessary. Don't even email me all that. Just block yourself, okay? The point is, just shout someone out, okay? This is like schoolyard stuff. If you stole someone's unique move they made up in double dutch, just be like, oh, actually, yeah, I'm warning Risa, so-and-so did do that, and I just thought it would be cool if I tried it. It's that simple. You singing? Yeah. Woo. What are you saying? Saw? Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna leave that in, so just skip forward a few seconds if you didn't. Well, it's too late, you already heard it. Okay, y'all, so that's I'm trying to think of everything I have to say on that subject, but I don't know. Liars and swindlers are going to continue to lie and swindle, and I guess, and hopefully you check yourself, and if you realize, I mean, look at your astrology, maybe you have placements that tend to mimic other people's stuff and take other people's stuff. Triple check with yourself, okay, because I'm about done with it. All right, so here we are. We're gonna actually start the video now. Woo, yes. And number one, position one up here, we have fire agate. Where's my finger? I'm trying to get in the screen, y'all. I felt like with the weatherman, when you try to, did y'all ever do the field trip to like the weather studio and you try to point and do what the weatherman does and you can't, or they have it in like the science station? Number two is Aragonite. Number three is the Selenite quartz. And number four is the Himalayan sea salt. Okay, the chunk. So we're gonna see, will they tell you how they feel? Okay, so please go over and show love to Eternal Impermanence. I don't know all their viewpoint on everything in the world, y'all, but I've seen some good things from what I've seen so far. Go and check it out for yourself and see what you think, and let them know that you saw a tarot video reply shouting them out for their idea. That's the first place that I saw this. And yes, show some love, Divine Rebels, and I appreciate y'all, and I really appreciate y'all rocking with me. Okay, the love is getting just that connection with Divine Rebels, right? Authentic and loving, and y'all know I appreciate y'all. Okay, so we're gonna get into the reading. Go ahead and click your timestamp and we'll get in and see the answer. Will they tell you how they feel? We gotta know. All right, number ones. I was like, baby, a little bit quieter, please. She was like, yeah. Yeah, I could do that. We'll see. She's so cute. Three of Swords reversed. Four. Oh, wait. No, it's not the four of something. It's the Emperor, which is the builder in this one. I like that library they have. Okay. Yes. Seven of Swords reversed. Five of Swords reversed. All right, what else do we got? We have Solitude reverse, which I wouldn't really read that reverse, but you know it's coming up, so I'm going to do it. Sanctuary. We have Take Time to Breathe Out, Disseminating Moon. And we have When Suffering Knocks at Your Door and you say there is no seat for him, he tells you not to worry because he has brought his own stool. Okay, from the quote cards here. So let's see, what is this person thinking? Are they going to tell you how they feel? I get a very strong feeling that this person deals with anxiety or bouts of depression or something. Okay, this person, they seem to have to take on like involuntary time away from other people. Like it says, literally take time to breathe. This person could definitely be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. They could also have Scorpio, Capricorn, or Aries in their chart. Yeah, you think so? So yeah, it's almost like, yeah, they're trying to stay positive. They're trying to stay in a good mindset just in general in their life. But it's like when this sorrow comes in, it makes itself at home. Okay, and so it's like they have to try to maintain their safe space. They have a feeling of being out of control sometimes, like they can't control their moods, they can't control what happens in their life and what happens around them. Life kind of feels like it's happening to them, and they really feel like they're trying to find their authenticity, their truth. Like they don't want to lash out, they don't want to be all over the place, they don't want to be misunderstood. I think they also don't want to come from a place of hurt or past trauma and mistakes that they've had. I think their past relationships have really kind of eviscerated them in a lot of ways, and it's just like, especially if you're asking about someone that has recently got out of a relationship, some of you, it's like this person almost, it's like maybe they've never been in a serious relationship. But for others, if they've just gotten out of that relationship, it's like they're adjusting to finding their own authentic voice and their own, like, you know, when you get out of a relationship and you're like, wait, I don't actually think that way. That was just my partner. And because I was used to my partner's feedback, I would think for them, like to myself. And so it's like some of them are going through that. They might have even just moved away from their family for the first time or something. So it's like they're getting used to being solitary. They might be struggling with that and like having their own voices, their own opinions, their own ideas about things, kind of trying to reclaim themselves. The Three of Swords reverse, it's like they are, I think they're recognizing a lot of their own inner speak and realizing that it's not very healthy, and they don't want to be a person who thinks in harmful ways. I don't think they want to be very negative and cynical if they have been experiencing that. I feel like they've had enough of the consequences. It's like they're analyzing, okay, when I allow certain things in relationships, or when I act a certain way, like this is what happens because of that. It's not that they're necessarily able to take the action to make the change, but they're kind of starting to connect the dots about, you know, who they are and how they start relationships, and just their own internal mindset. Like, what do I want? Who am I going to be? You know, kind of some big stuff here. I think they're trying to not be so affected by other people. This could be a person that they could have been almost undone if people didn't like them, or if people didn't approve of them, or didn't approve of their relationships. Even if they did initially hide it very well, I think that this is somebody who can be, you know, very tender-hearted and very easily kind of blown to and fro by other people's opinion. They could be someone who's been codependent in the past. And, you know, we have to be careful not to fool ourselves and others. Baby. Because sometimes those of us who experience codependency, I just make it general to take the pressure off, y'all. So those of us human beings that experience codependency can seem to be the most solitary ones at times, because it's like when you notice you have the tendency to be codependent, you pull away because you don't want to recreate that. Okay, baby is playing with your fire crystal, which means she's going to have a lot of energy soon. But yeah, once we reconnect, then we have to see if we actually healed our issues of codependency, or if we just locked them away for a while. So I feel like this person, right now, they do not look like they're going to come and tell you how they feel. They feel like to do so would be to like have to explain their whole emotional and mental nature, and like maybe some of their mental and emotional health that they have concerns about, and just so much stuff that they feel like they would just end up putting so much baggage on you that they would end up being embarrassed and just like have to leave and like never talk to you again. So right now I think they're trying to get themselves together. They're trying to break down all their different feelings, especially if there's been any third-party situation, no matter who chose who or what. I feel like they have a lot of regret and remorse. They definitely don't want to be seen as like a cheater or a heartbreaker. They don't want to be someone who contributes to any breaking up of relationships or homes or anything like that. They're not somebody who wants to do anything scandalous socially, so they don't want to be like targeted in that way. So they could even it could be very Libran in certain ways. So it could definitely be a Libra energy. They could have a Libra moon or a Gemini moon, where they're just really thinking about what other people are going to think and how the external parties are going to react were they to communicate feelings. And so it's not just you and them, but it's like the entire situation. Can they be prepared for that? Can they come out of this isolation? Can they be willing to handle, like, you know, for some of you, if there was any kind of backlash or something about them confessing their feelings, all of those kind of concerns are just, it weighs on them, and they do kind of overthink and look at every single angle of things, and they do kind of have this sadness that's with them. For some of you, they're even coming out of grieving a loss of some sort, and so even if you feel like, well, that was a couple years ago or something, you know, we can't really put a time on someone else's grief. Okay, we all have our own timing, so that could be important to remember as well, especially if it was somebody who was a parental figure, or that would have helped them out with relationship things, somebody that they looked up to, like an older cousin or sibling or friend. That is a specific message for some here as well. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. I do not feel like they will be opening up anytime soon and telling you how they feel. If they were to, it would almost be like an accident, like an explosion where it all comes out, and it would end up feeling like they have a feeling that it would be too much. Like it would be this explosion of feeling, and it would end up being like this therapy session, and you finding out all these, like, you know, toxic things that have happened emotionally and relationship wise with them, things they need to heal, things they need to work on, all that kind of stuff. So at this time, they're like, okay, I'm not trying to make you, they don't want to do misery loves company. They're not trying to oh my gosh, trauma bond, and it could be difficult for them to even communicate and put into words all of what they're feeling anyways. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Please like, just share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 2 with Aragonite, will they tell you how they feel? We have the 2 of Pentacles reverse, the 9 of Cups reverse, new moon in Aries, it's time to take action. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles again, this time upright, rain, purification, and lake, stillness. So they have 2 sides. We also have a quote card. What does it say? My career was launched on the appendectomies of Italian sopranos. So this person, which is funny because the twins that they're holding in this 2 of Pentacles here, they're singing, okay? They're crying over here. And baby and I were just doing opera voice, which is funny, and then puppy got annoyed. after she's been howling and barking at us all morning. But we were singing opera voice for all of our answers back and forth to each other and just being silly. So this person, they have part of themselves that feels so giddy and happy and like, do it now. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to confess. I'm going to do it elaborately and dramatically on stage. Okay. They could have Leo, Pisces. I'm even getting Scorpios. When Scorpios are ready to make a move, they're very intense and they're very dramatic about it. A lot of the time they can be, okay? They are a fixed sign after all. Yes, they could have Sagittarius in their chart. Let's see, there is some Capricorn here too. Capricorn, you're gonna be dramatic. Now the other side of them is feeling like, okay, no, let's not at all make a move right now. Let's just let things play out. Let's see if they make a move. Let's not make a fool of ourselves, and let's just let the situation unfold. Now some of them, they're worried about other suitors, okay? And what they're trying to do is they're hoping that the other suitors will eat the dust and like screw up royally, so then you'll be like an open path to them and they can just like, you know, saute right in, or saute, oh my god, like it's food. Sashay right in, and maybe there's some Taurus, okay? Sashay right in and sweep you off your feet because you're just going to be so over everybody else. And so they're like, they kind of have that attitude where they're like, instead of competing, how about I just flow right in into it. So I just looked up and I saw Jesse on the computer, or on the show, and I see the letters W, Z, and L, okay? They have like these letter decorations on there, and W and E. Okay, so those could be their names or signs. Yes. So they could just be biding their time. They could have Aries, of course, in their chart, because we have Aries here on deck. They want to rush in. It's any given moment. This person could have mercurial placements, third house placements, mutable energy, Virgo, Sag, Pisces, Gemini in their chart, where it's like 1 minute it's 100% yes, the next minute it might be like, oh hell no. So if you're doing readings on them and you're like, oh my gosh, it keeps going back and forth, what the hell? That's why this person is also very focused on their career. So one moment they're like, okay, it's not the time, I need to focus on work. They can't even think straight because they're doing all this business work, commute, all that's taking up their time. But then when they switch over into play mode, then they're thinking, oh yeah, let's do it, right? Oh shoot, I should message, I should holla, I should confess, I should sweep them off their feet. So some of you, that's what it is. It depends on what mindset that they're in. It's like two different mindsets, right? I could relate in my own way, being, you know, having my own business is like that. Because I tell people, like, if my mind is not in Instagram mode and I'm focusing on the YouTube aspect of my business right now, it's like two different things. And people don't understand sometimes. I'm like, no, you got to focus sometimes. You got to break things down. And so they kind of feel, yeah, so then they feel like they're going to ask you on a date. They're about to come through. Some of them have children, okay? And it could be that they have like shared custody, or they don't have them all the time, or maybe they do, you know, the kids are going to school and stuff, but they come back. So literally it's just kind of, for some of them, compartmentalizing and prioritizing and just feeling like they don't have enough time in the day. For some of you, I feel like this person literally every day is like, oh yeah, I'm going to send that message and ask this person out. And by yes, so again, it could be time management. I keep recording this part over and over because either baby or puppy will start getting very loud. And on this card, there's the two babies reversed on the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so it can literally be just a matter of trying to balance time and resources. Like, I'm getting the image, like they finally get out of computer class or recording in the studio, and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't message them. I wanted to message them. And then they're like, oh shoot, I gotta hurry, traffic's gonna start. Then I got night school after this. Oh shoot, I gotta pick up the kids in the morning, drop them off to school. Like, you know, it's just like so many things going on. And even as I've tried to record this clip, I've had to redo it like 4 times because either baby or puppy or something else interrupts. And so I feel like that's just their energy right now, is that there's always something that is getting in the way and just distracting them, and then they have to like build up that whole mindset, that whole swagger over and over again. I do feel like this person wants to address it, but they don't want there to be a lot of obstacles. So it's like, if they think about it and then it looks like there's going to be a lot of obstacles and stuff, then they're just like, okay, maybe I'll wait, let me chill. It's not the mood I want right now, right? It's almost like, give me that feeling when you're waiting to go out and party with your friend and y'all know you're gonna go out, but it's like, okay, like it's midnight, are we going out yet? And they're like, no, not yet, I'm not really feeling it right now. And you're like, just come on. And then, like, you know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock comes, and then finally they're like, okay, I'm ready, let's go out. It's that kind of feeling with them. So I feel like, yes, I do feel like they will tell you how they feel. I think that they're on the way in their mind to do it, but it's almost like time might pass quickly as they're getting distracted with life and all these other things, and as they're waiting for the right moment, because I don't think this person wants a lot of competition. I think they just kind of want a straight shot. They want to know that they're kind of number one coming in. They just want to slide through, come in with their talents. They're like, oh, they just don't want to, they have too much on their plate than to sit here worrying every other way that you're bringing someone else into the mix. Okay, that's not what they want. So I feel like in the past, if you were having a lot of suitors, they were just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go elsewhere. They might have not have even come to your birthday party or to some celebrations and things, just because they were they didn't want to do competition. They didn't. So they might wait a little bit and then surprise you. Yeah, so I feel like once this person's done with their distractions and everything that's going on, and they feel like there's an open path to you, I'm just leaving it in because I've done this part like 6 times, y'all. And I feel like this is the nature of this connection with this person. They just got a lot going on. There's always someone else in their ear. There's always some they might have a lot going on in their household, with their siblings, with school. It's just, there's always someone else grabbing their attention and things. They could feel the same for you too. So once they see a clear shot and they feel like they really have your attention, and that there's no other people that, you know, are your suitors and things, and that your exes are out the picture and that, and they feel like, okay, they have the attention and that clicks, I think they're going to be like, boom, beeline towards you. And it's going to be very intense. And like, here's how I feel. Here's what it is. And that's going to come through right there. And with the rain purification, I do feel like they want to clear some things up. They want to get a new fresh slate. They want everything to just be very transparent. With the lake here, it's like a mirror, right? With stillness. So I do feel like they want to come very authentically to you. And, yeah, just get back to square one if it hasn't been so, or give you the ability to see them clearly. Okay, but it's gonna take kind of things, all the debris in life and all the other external things kind of dying down, and then when they feel like, okay, boom, yeah, like here's where I'm most likely to succeed shooting this basket. It's like when they kept, you know how like if you're going to try to shoot a 3-pointer and you just keep faking because people keep jumping in the way, and you're waiting for them to all stop jumping in the way, and then when it's clear, then you like swish. Okay, we call it shooting the shot for a reason, I guess. That's what they're doing. They're gonna keep faking until they're like really sure that they got a clear shot. Okay, so that's what I see for you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for number 3, those of you that chose the Selenite Tower, will they tell you how they feel? Will they tell you? Let's see. We have the 8 of Earth. We have the Seeker, which is the Fool reversed. We have the Tower reversed, 2 of Cups reversed. We have the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. Communication, okay, so definitely having more of that energy, and wind, so air signs are big. We also have the quote here: people who make a living doing something they don't enjoy wouldn't even be happy with a 1-day work week. Okay, and baby said bye-bye. So let's see, are they going to tell you how they feel? It's funny because we have the 8 of Pentacles reverse, and then we have the Fool reverse. So this person could literally be upset about their job or career and want to change it, but with the Tower reverse, they're afraid to do so. So this person is very frustrated with their day-to-day work situations. I feel like a lot of these readings are having that. So I think because of like Virgo season, like we're getting into Libra season, but we're still coming out of Virgo energy, and Mars is still in Virgo right now at the time of feeling this. So I feel like that's still impressing upon people. I do see them moving into that Venus and Libra energy we got going on. The Sun is in Libra, Mercury is in Libra, and I do see this mercurial energy here. I do feel like, yes, they will be communicating and telling you their feelings, but right now it's like they're focused on all the miserable stuff in their life, or what they don't want and what they don't like. And you know, sometimes we feel like we have to have everything new and fresh at the same time, and if it's not doing that, then we're like, oh well, you know, I can't holler at that person properly or really confess how I'm feeling and have that going well until work's going well, until my health is going well. It's like they're kind of doing that. It's like all or nothing kind of feel, right? And with the Fool reverse and the Tower reverse, they're not ready to jump into the next level. But we have communication with the Eagle here. They're foreseeing, Eagles is foresight. They're foreseeing themselves coming and having this heart to heart with you, and they know that once they do that, it's going to jumpstart a lot of stuff. They feel like it's going to activate a next level. It's going to give you answers to things. It's going to give them answers to things. It's going to bring a lot of questions up, and it's just going to be a lot to connect with. And so I feel like they do. I do feel like they're having dreams about you, as I have to put this back up. Okay. Oops. Behind the scenes messages here. I do feel like they're having dreams about you, and that they do have, you guys have sensitive minds towards each other. So I would say, yeah, I am seeing that actually. Dream sharing, almost mind mapping. You guys might feel like you're walking through their mind landscape or their dream landscape as you sleep, and trying to figure out what to grow together. Selenite, which baby just wanted to play with, is very good for calming the mind and bringing in higher vibrational energy. Go go go. And can bring protection if you are dream walking or dream sharing. Okay, I do feel like they're hesitant. Go go go. So I feel like they have a lot on their heart that they want to share, and it's like I'm trying to talk to baby about a little bit quieter when she gets very excited, so that we can continue talking here. And she's like looking at me like, what does that mean? So I feel like with them, they know, like, look at how that comes gushing out. They know that when they're going to communicate and talk, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be intense, right? It's going to be all sides of the story. And so they're kind of pacing themselves for when they can have the correct heart to heart. I do feel like it will go well. I feel like you guys will both be happy with it. It looks like it can be both compassionate and sensitive, but also, you know, a little bit spicy, if that's the dynamic of your relationship you're looking into. I feel like they will communicate correctly with Gemini here. It's like they will answer the questions that you send to them. They will pay attention to their punctuation and all that kind of stuff. So they might just be trying to wait until they're in the mindset that they can truly focus on that. Some of you picked more than one option, but I feel like this one is more clear than in a certain way, as far as they're just like, it's not like, oh, I'm so distracted all over the place like number two. It's more like one, it feels like you guys have a more established relationship, or they have a more established emotional and mental spiritual connection with you. And two, it feels like they are choosing to not communicate yet until they get everything in a row the way that they want. Now, I was hearing the song Misery by Gwen Stefani, and so I think for them, they could feel like maybe you guys are at a distance, or that you're the one who's busy with work and they don't want to interrupt, or maybe you're away at school. But they could also feel like, well, why aren't you messaging me, right? Because Mercury and Libra, we can all sit there and want the other person to message. Why aren't you talking to me? Like, you should be coming and communicating with me. For some of you, it's going to be that you're going to hear from this person around the full moon in Gemini, which is during Sagittarius season. Okay, so that's going to be in November. Some of you, it's going to be before then, and could be during the Scorpio new moon. All right, I love you too, baby. And some of you, it's going to be after Mars leaves Virgo. All right, that Mars and Virgo could have people just focusing too much on work and school. Like they can't think about anything else. All right. For a lot of you, I do feel like it's going to be during Libra season though. Okay. If you're watching it currently as I post this. Yeah. And once they do, they're going to be all in. They're going to be all in. No more feet tied. No more, you know, standing up against the wall. They got to give it up when they join in, all right? And they'll be in. I mean, they'll have long-term plans. They'll have an established connection with you. It'll be like, you know, they're ready to, it's like twinning, right? They're ready to come in and have a full-fledged relationship and have a lot of reciprocity and all of that kind of thing. But they have to kind of stop focusing on all the annoying, complaining things that they're doing in their day-to-day life. Or it could even be something simple like, well, I was going to ask you out this week, but I got a zit. And so they just focus on that zit, and now they can't even come and, you know, take you to the party. So once they stop focusing on all that kind of stuff, they're going to come through and communicate with you, and I think take the relationship to a next level. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, number 3s. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, those of you that chose number 4 with the Himalayan sea salt, by now baby has procured all of our option choices, all the stones and the salt. She's having a grand old time because the first one she got was fire quartz, if you remember, for option 1, which means she's very fired up and very active right now. Yes, fire quartz will get your children very fiery. So I know you got it. So we're going to start with your reading right here. Will they tell you how they feel? We have strength reverse. Oh, she's just so cute. Oh, I love that. This is the Gaian Tarot. This is the first edition, but they did re-release it. This is the 3 of Cups with the cute otters. All right, we have fire, water relationships, Leo, Cancer, Leo, Pisces, Leo, Scorpio. Could also be Aries or Sag in there. We have fog, and we have autumnal equinox release. Okay, I'm liking this. We just had the fall equinox this week. So if you're watching this current time, you'll know that. If you're watching this in the future, we literally just had that on Monday. So just entered Libra season. We have the full moon, surrender to the divine. We have the 3 of Cups again, and the 6 of Cups. And all right, we have a quote card here. It says, I have a bias against war, a bias for peace. I have a bias which leads me to believe that no problem of human relations is ever insoluble. And this is Ralph Bunche, okay? So I feel like this person, some of you did have falling outs with this person, or something occurred that you didn't like or they didn't like. Maybe there was some foul language or someone expressed being upset. It could have even been about worldviews or something. And this person, they haven't written you off. Not at all, I don't think. There's a big Libra energy, so they could be very influenced by Libra season. Maybe they have a lot of 7th house planets, or you do. You guys could have moon in the 7th house. There could be strong Venus in your chart or their chart as well. There could be south nodes, because I'm seeing the past in Libra, or Saturn, or it could just be, if you're watching it and there's Libra planets over here sounding like Madeir. I've got them planets transiting. Sorry, that just cracked me up to myself. All right, a little Kikian energy. This person still wants to talk. That's the child card. Yeah, that's that baby. You want to hold it? She's like, I have to hold it. Is it so sweet? So there could be children involved. There could be concerns of parenting. There could be animals involved for some of you as well. There could be some negotiations that have been going on. There could definitely be co-parenting going on in this group for some of you. But it could even be someone who volunteers with children, or even a school teacher or something of that nature, like going back to school. So it says fog, veil. There's some things that you are not aware of in this connection, and maybe that they haven't talked about, that has been on their mind as they've been evaluating the situation. And I do feel like it's all going to come to a head. They are kind of waiting for divine timing. I do feel like they are the most astrologically kind of waiting for the right vibe. They might even be aware that you connect those kind of things, or they might just be spiritual in their own right, so they might wait for like a sacred time, or like wait until the full moon to talk to you, or even the new moon. Although for a lot of you the full moon is heightened here. Okay, yes, because we're in Libra season, and there was number 2. If you guys picked 4 and 2, Aries moon came up. So the full moon this month, if you're watching it as I post or upload, is going to be an Aries full moon. So for some of you, it's going to be the Aries full moon that they are coming to communicate, especially if they are a fire sign, which baby just showed. They could feel like this connection has like revealed to themselves some of their own like triggers or something, because they have a the strength reversed. Okay, so you've revealed something about their patterns that they've had that they want to release, and they want to process that first before they reconnect. I do feel like they want to be very genuine with you, and they care a lot about the friendship base. I think even more than the deeper romance. They feel like your souls will always love each other, like they should always be connected, and so they really want to maintain that. Yeah, the baby and the animal card. She's going to show the puppy, you guys. Okay, so for some of you, the connection with the animals and the children is very big. Maybe you or they work with animals or children, so they could be waiting to, you know, maybe they're waiting until they get back into back to school cycle with the children or something. Maybe they just got a new puppy and they're house training, or, you know, those are just concerns that they've been dealing with day to day. But baby just took the cards that show puppy and baby and went to go show them to the puppy. Okay, which is so cute. So yeah, I do feel like they want to connect with you, that maybe they will use animals or children as a topic to communicate with you. Maybe there are world concerns like freeing migrant children or helping the animals in the world that, okay, I'm hearing the alarms, literally the fire. There's like we saw a fire truck next door being yep, it is. I just saw it through a little tiny gap in the buildings. A fire truck just went by, and we saw one at the gas station earlier fueling up. So they could literally have like maybe you guys both volunteer, and I'm just feeling to let her do her thing, so I'm just gonna let her right now, guys. You guys might work with children or animals or social justice and things of that nature, so that could be a way that they open up conversation with you if conversation has been dry. Or they might message and be like, oh hey, like you're a parent too, my sister was wondering what would be the best type of bottle to use in this case as baby ages, or you know what I mean. They could find some creative way, and I don't feel like it's negative, like, you know, being manipulative. I feel like they're gonna find some kind of genuine connection. I think they're waiting until it's genuine and natural to show how your lives kind of blend together, or show how you guys have similar heart space or cares, because the 3 of Cups is not when we're the same as a person, but it's when our hearts sync up in a similar way, which is beautiful. Versus the 3 of Wands is when we kind of do the same thing as a person all the time. The 3 of Cups is they're waiting until like your heart spaces sync up to similar hobbies and beliefs. All right, sorry y'all, we had to cut the air on, it was hot. All right, and I got your cards back. So yes, this person, they definitely have very strong feelings for you. They're definitely planning on coming clean soon. They could have some concerns or issues if you guys are trying to blend families, or if you already have a child. They might want to prove to you their you know, how genuine they are and that they really care, but they might not know the lines on what they're allowed to say and do, and how close they're allowed to be, and all of those kind of things. For some of you, you guys have things to release from the past. There could, for a select few of you, be past history where there was other partners involved, and just like a lot of social stuff, like school, maybe, you know, there was weird social dynamics, and that's never really been addressed. But I feel like both of you have grown, and they might feel like you don't know how much they've grown, and maybe they would have handled those situations differently than they, you know, currently, as they've grown up and gotten more confidence and got over insecurities and stuff, than they would have responded to them in the past. So I feel like this person has genuine, you know, good feelings and goodwill, that they want to show you who they are. They want to show you how they've changed, and they also want to kind of clear the air about certain things and see you more clearly. They might want you to kind of open up and confess, and be trying to figure out how they are going to see how you feel. They're gonna be up on this they're gonna be up on this pick a card too, y'all. But I feel like in the end, they just want you both to really have fun communicating and just be real. It's almost like they don't want to risk getting too deep about things if it would lose like the beautiful connection that you guys have had. Because for some of you, you lost communication for a long time, or you it just took so much to build up to this point that they don't want to wreck like that good rapport they have with you in order to be really deep about things and bring up past stuff. So I don't think it's that they don't want to talk about the past or heal things. It's just they don't want to rock the boat in a way that you guys can never get back in. So like, no, we cute rowing in the little rowboat. Can we do both? Okay, can we hop in and out? All right, so that's what I'm seeing for you, number 4s. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye.